The race at Talladega Superspeedway delivered everything fans expect from one of NASCAR's most unpredictable tracks. High speeds, tight racing, and eventually, total chaos. What started as a controlled and strategic race quickly turned into one of the biggest and most controversial crashes of the season, placing Bubba Wallace right at the center of attention. At the beginning, the race did not look dangerous at all. NASCAR had extended the first stage to reduce fuel-saving strategies and encourage more real racing. Even then, drivers remained careful. They focused on teamwork, pit strategies, and staying out of trouble. Ryan Preece won Stage 1, and 4 teams looked strong. Bubba Wallace was also in a good position, quietly staying competitive without taking major risks early on. But everything changed in Stage 2. The calm racing disappeared, and drivers became much more aggressive. Cars started pushing harder, lanes became tighter, and the entire field looked more unstable. This sudden shift from patience to aggression is something drivers have been warning about for a long time. At a track like Talladega, where cars race inches apart at nearly 200 miles per hour, it only takes one small mistake to trigger a massive crash. That moment came on lap 115. Bubba Wallace was leading the race when Chastain gave him a strong push from behind. That push made Wallace's car unstable, and he quickly lost control, sliding toward the outside wall. Behind him, drivers had no time to react. In seconds, the tightly packed group collapsed, and a huge crash unfolded. The result was devastating. A total of 26 cars were involved, more than half the field. Top drivers like Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Larson, Brad Keselowski, and William Byron were all caught in the wreck. The race had to be stopped with a red flag, and what was once a competitive event turned into a scene of destruction. However, the crash itself was only part of the story. After the incident, fans immediately began arguing about who was responsible. Some believed Chastain's push caused the wreck, saying Wallace had no chance to recover. Others argued that Wallace made an aggressive move or block at the wrong time, putting himself in danger. This split opinion is common at Talladega, where crashes often have multiple causes. Social media made the situation even bigger. On X, formerly Twitter, fans reacted strongly. Some blamed Wallace completely, saying he caused the crash. Others defended him, pointing out that he was pushed from behind. The debate quickly spread, showing how divided fans were about the incident. Bubba Wallace's reaction also added to the discussion. Right after the crash, his team radio suggested frustration, possibly blaming Chastain. But in his official interview, Wallace spoke differently. He admitted that his car was unstable when being pushed and said his team needed to improve. He took partial responsibility, even though he did not fully blame himself. Some fans were not satisfied with this response. They felt he did not clearly accept enough responsibility, especially considering how many drivers were affected. Others thought his response was fair and professional, given the situation. The difference between his radio comments and interview only made the debate stronger. There was also criticism of the broadcast. Fox Sports was accused of editing Wallace's interview before posting it online. A more sarcastic comment he made at the start of the interview was reportedly removed. This led some fans to believe the network was trying to make the situation look cleaner than it really was. Combined with complaints about too many commercials during the race, this added more frustration among viewers. Meanwhile, other drivers gave a more balanced view. Ryan Blaney said the crash was not just one driver's fault, explaining that cars were hitting each other in tight conditions. Joey Logano criticized the racing package, saying drivers are forced to choose between saving fuel or racing aggressively, both of which can lead to problems. Larson also mentioned how difficult it is to find the right balance between calm and aggressive racing. Despite everything, the race still had a positive ending. Carson Hocevar avoided the crash and took advantage of the situation. In a dramatic 3-lap finish, he won the race, beating Chris Buescher and earning his first Cup Series victory. In the end, this incident was not simple. Bubba Wallace was at the center of the crash, but he was not the only factor. Chastain